Hello?
Hello everyone, welcome to my new video where I will be recreating the Backrooms in Unity, but in just 3 days. As you probably already know, the Backrooms are a weird parallel dimension to ours, consisting of several dangerous levels. It has been a year since the universe was created by Kane, and many people have decided to participate in the project by creating lots of new found footage and cool games based on it. But recreating the Backrooms has been done too many times and is quite simple. So I decided to make the Scariest game possible in just 3 days. Without further ado, let's get started. To begin with, I created a very simple FPS controller that allows the player to walk, run, and that's about it. It took me very little time and I was able to move on to the next step, which was the camera. I had to create a VHS effect and make it seem like the player is holding a camera. For that, I focused on head bobbing, using Cinemachine for the first time and complementing it with animations.
Nice.
And for the VHS effect, I followed this amazing tutorial by him, which I will link in the description. Tadam! Let me know what you think in the comments. Personally, I find it well done. As you can see, the player is already in the Backrooms map. To save time and mainly because I'm not good at 3D modeling, I downloaded this pre-made room from Sketchfab and then used a Pro Builder to create the maze I needed. At first, I thought about generating a random maze, but it seemed like a bad idea if I wanted to add Easter eggs. Anyway, I quickly added a flashlight from my dream FPS game that I'm currently developing, which by the way needs a name, and I added a sound effect for the flashlight. And after that, it was already one day gone. On the second day, I immediately started by adding the main entity of the game, Bacteria. It should be able to move randomly in the map, spawn randomly, and ultimately chase and kill me once it detects me. For that, I simply copied all the scripts from my game Corson and transferred them to this game. I also found this rigged model of Bacteria on Sketchfab and discovered some really cool animations on Mixamo.
What?
I can say that Bacteria is fully functional and terrifying. For the screaming sound, I just reused the one from Aperophobia and modified it in Premiere Pro to make it sound like that. The FOV effect during the chase is also really cool, in my opinion. Then Bacteria makes contact with the player, he dies. To achieve this, I made the player drop the camera. I just added a rigid body and a box collider when the player dies on the camera. I found some great sound on Pixabay and YouTube that I added to give the impression that the player has really died, even though they are just a bee. And then I added this glitch effect. Pretty cool, right? I also want to remind you that this is my first horror game and the only horror movie I watched was Teletubbies. So it's completely normal if you have no idea what is scary in my game. And that was all for this second day. Friday, July 3rd, my last day to finish the Backrooms completely, and I decided to be an architect today. I simply spent 6 hours building the largest maze possible until I don't like this blank image of the Backrooms, with endless corridors without anything in it. You can add so much variety, like dark areas, really high ceilings, something like a mall, etc. So I responded to that. Considering the very little time I had left, I started by adding a zoom system for the camera and finally an stamina system so that the player couldn't run endlessly without any consequences. For that, I added a ton of code and played around with post-processing. It was really hard, which is why I decided to create a better and more varied map for the last day. For example, I created this mannequin room, where as soon as you exit the room, something happens. Or this sofa that moves on its own, or even this invisible girl singing by herself.
So Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again. Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.
There are other scary things like that all over the backrooms that you can discover. I also added small drawing and arrows to help with orientation in the maze. And after that, I finally created an exit, which is actually just a hole leading to the next level. Before showing you some gameplay of the game, I have to tell you that this video is my last one until September. I will be traveling to Algeria, so I won't be able to create any videos. The goal is to reach 1k subscribers by December, which I hope is completely achievable. The inspiration comes from the game Aperophobia on Roblox and also from a subscriber who created a real terrifying Backrooms game available on itch.io, which I will link in the description. Anyway, thank you all, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to support me, and here is a little gameplay of the Backrooms.